Hello, welcome to Split Decision Boxing. Another video. One again. It's been some time since I did the last one, and I apologise for that. But I think as I mentioned in my last video that I've got a little bit disillusioned recently with what's been happening in the boxing world, in particularly in the heavyweight division, where we've had fighters that. We got world champions that are not taking bona fide fights, and you've got lots of people being called out, and then it's not happening, and contracts are not being signed, and etc. etc. And I personally, I just I reached a point where I thought I can't be doing this anymore, and I didn't think it could sink any lower. I've mentioned in the past about these YouTubers that make their money doing things on YouTube, and I've no issue with that. Fair play to them. If that's what they want to do, crack on. The most prolific of these, I guess, and the most famous ones that affect the boxing world, if you like, and I use that term loosely, to be fair, are the likes of KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and sadly dragged into that equation now is Tommy Fury, who's not a YouTuber. He's the brother of world champion Tyson Fury, and a very respected world champion insofar of how he got the belts and his ability. I could talk about him and in perhaps in another video, or maybe at the end of this one. We'll see how it goes. So we're at the point now where Tommy Fury is going to fight KSI. And yesterday there was a press conference, which I'm sure most of you will have seen. I think it's being put on by DAZN. There was a press conference yesterday. There was KSI there. There was Logan Paul, who's fighting on the same card. There was Tommy Fury and his dad, John Fury, or I'm sure we're all familiar with John Fury. We see him, he's present, omnipresent, should I say, around any kind of promotion with Tyson. Obviously, he's Tyson's dad, he's Tommy's dad. He's a character, let's just say. However, I've got issues because yesterday the press conference ended up like a WWE, WWF wrestling, whatever they call it. It ended up like a wrestling promotion gig, right? Where you had the usual verbal antics. 3 or 4 times people got out their seats and, tried to, hold me back, tried to get to each other. But with never any real intention of getting to each other, to be fair. And then John Fury, father of Tommy, goes on a rant, stands up, starts shouting about, "Here, real men, let's get it on, let's do it, blah, blah, blah." Punches the table, uplifts the table, throws it in the air, kicks the other table as he walks towards KSI, starts holding his genitals to the audience, starts thrusting his hips out, in a sexual manner to the audience, calling out, let's go, trying to. Again, not a punch was thrown. A lot of verbal crap. I don't know whether this was staged or whether that was genuine, right? But I will say this. All these antics, right? I mean, to be honest, that's his dad, right? That's Tommy Fury's dad. Acting like a spoilt brat, right? Acting like a petulant child. If that was my father, I would have been so embarrassed that he behaved that way. I mean, my dad wouldn't have behaved that way, to be fair. I personally believe that John Fury should be guided away from any public event and publicity surrounding the boxing game, the fight game, his sons, etc., etc. By all means, be there to support your boys and give them backing behind the scenes. When you're a liability, like John is at these kind of events, isn't it time, that your own family perhaps should have a word with you and say, don't do that. Please don't do that, or just stay away. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's not the first time that he's done something like this. There was a time when Tommy Fury fought, I can't think who it was now, it was the fight before he fought Jake Paul. And John Fury, at the end of the fight, was trying to get through the ropes, get to Jake Paul, tearing his shirt off, saying, "Oh, fight each other." What's that all about? It's just embarrassing, man. Have a little bit of dignity. Have a little bit of self-respect. I don't know. Maybe I know we're all brought up differently. And I know he probably feels that what he's doing is creating good publicity for the fight. And it probably is, to be fair. It probably is. But I don't know. I personally don't want to see that. Do you? It shouldn't be the John Fury show, should it? It should be the Tommy Fury show, or the Tommy Fury stroke KSI, or the Tommy Fury stroke Logan Paul, or the Tommy Fury stroke Jake Paul show. And John Fury, by all means, give your son support behind the scenes, but stop acting the way you are, because it's not, I don't know, it's just not classy, mate. It's not classy at all. And, I mean, I have an issue. I've spoken about this before. This whole new phenomenon, well, it's not so new now, it's a few years old. This whole phenomenon of YouTube reality TV stars, etc., people wanting to come into boxing and fight people, bona fide world champions or ex-world champions and stuff like that, in these exhibition fights. But, they try and hype them up as if they mean something, as if they're a proper fight. And I guess the most credible out of those three would probably be Jake Paul, who appears to profess that, he's taking this game very, very seriously, and he wants to, he's a professional fighter. He's got his license and everything else. But even so, the fights I've seen him have, He can take a punch. Absolutely, he can take a punch, and he can deliver a punch. But he's never, ever, ever in 1,000 years going to be a world champion. And if he is, man, that's me done. That will be me done with the sport. I'm almost there now, to be honest. You know, it's become an embarrassment. It's become a joke. Advertise it for what it is. Just for fun. I don't know. I will talk about the rest of the heavyweight division, the real heavyweight division, briefly. On the back of Dillian White, obviously failed a drug test, so his fight with AJ was cancelled, and this Hellenius, whatever his name was, guy stepped in, and AJ won by a very, very good knockout. A very, you know, you can't argue with the knockout. What you can argue with, and I will argue with, is the rest of that fight. Anthony Joshua, as you are now, you're never going to be a world champion again. From what I saw the other night, you had nothing to offer except a punch. You're a big guy. Anyone's going to go if you hit him right. That's a fact. But in terms of your boxing, well, let's put it this way. Let's go through some fighters that you potentially could fight. We'll start with the obvious one. Tyson Fury. Man, stay away from Tyson Fury, because he will box your head off. Absolutely. If you go into the fight with the same way that you went into the fight, your last fight, you had no head movement, you had no body movement, your feet looked like they were rooted to the ground, and you would be a sitting target. You were slow. Your jab wasn't there. You were slow, and you wouldn't be able to hit Tyson Fury, and he would hit you. He would hit you 10 times before you've even realised that you've been hit. And you know, he might not knock you out, but I think he would stop you. The referee would stop you to save you from further punishment. Let's move on to the next one. The next potential opponent of yours. That would be, let's say, Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, please do not fight Deontay Wilder. AJ, if you value your health and safety, stay away from Deontay Wilder, because you both carry something very similar. You both carry a massive punch. He's not the greatest boxer in the world. We've seen that. But I feel right now he would find you so easy to hit that you would be Sparko before the end of round one. So stay away from Deontay Wilder, because you have zero chance of beating them. Okay, AJ, let's talk about, well, the likes of Ruiz, the likes Usyk and people like that. They've already beaten you, so they have. We know the outcome there. I don't know where you go from here. Perhaps you should try. Perhaps you should try Jake Paul. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be a reasonable match right now. I can't put you in a bracket of credible heavyweight contenders. We've got Daniel Dubois coming up very soon, fighting Alexander Usyk out in Poland. I think it's this weekend, out in Poland. This is a chance for Daniel Dubois, who has been a personal favourite of mine for some time. Well, since he launched his professional career, I tipped him. Look back on my earlier videos. I tipped him then as a world champion in waiting. Now here's his opportunity. I believe he carries the firepower and the skill and the tenacity. It's whether he can deal with Alexander Usyk's boxing skills. If he can harness them and use his power and his weight and his armory, I can see him stopping Usyk. And I really hope he does. I really, really hope he does, because that will prove my prophecy correct. So I'd like to take this opportunity right now to wish Daniel Dubois good luck. And maybe you're going to be the next real deal. You know, the world, if you beat Usyk, the world's your oyster. You've got Wilder, you've got Fury out there. Whether you'll ever get a fight with Fury is another matter, because I don't know whether, is he retired? I don't know. I don't know whether he's retired or not. One day he is, next day he's not. One day he's calling out one fighter, next day he's calling out another fighter. People are claiming that they've put contracts have been sent and deals have been done, yet nothing is ever signed and nothing ever happens. And I just wonder whether this is all some kind of game that Fury is playing, and he just doesn't really want to get back into the fight game again. I don't know. There may be other issues that we don't know about. Obviously, at the moment on Netflix, there's the At Home with the Furies documentary. And it focuses very, very much on Tyson's mental health. So we don't know, do we, whether there's issues going on behind the scenes that we're unaware of. I hope there aren't, because I wouldn't wish mental health problems on anyone. But there you go. That's the state of the nation with regards to boxing. That's my views on KSI. Oh, KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Tommy Fury. Go away, please. I'm not interested. The others out there, Dubois, Tyson Fury, Usyk, AJ, so on and so forth. Let's get some proper fights on the board, shall we? Let's get something signed, sealed, delivered, agreed, and give the fans what they want. People like me, proper fight fans who want to see these fights, let's get them on. And John Fury, nothing personal, mate. Just grow up a bit, will you, and act like a father rather than a football thug. All right, mates. There we go. That's it. That's all I've got to say. It's been a bit of a jumbled video, this one. I've tried to sort of cram lots of different things in a short video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. If I see I'm getting new subscribers, I'll start doing more videos, because I do actually enjoy doing them. So I look forward to speaking to you all again real soon. That's it. I'm out of here now. This is Split Decision Boxing. Take care.